or mobile. Take Fox Sports 1350 with you using iHeartRadio. Is the IE's home for sports. KPWK AM 1350, Riverside, San Bernardino, an iHeartRadio station.
This is Robert Littell from BlackSportsOnline.com, and I'm out here with Fox 1350. We are Fox Sports.
Yes, we are in the great. I thought we were. Okay, there we go. We are in the great city of Riverside at the iHeartRadio studio. That's IE Sportsnet protected, by the Riverside Sheriffs. Right,
I know, we got to update that.
Yeah, I know. I know this. Thank you. Violation. And I am your host, Eternal.
And I am the one and only Coach B. You know, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, you know the conversation starts and stops here on FoxSports1350.com. Make sure you check us out. Great weekend, man. I'm excited. There was some great football, and I'm excited about tomorrow. Tomorrow is a big day. Season number dos.
Yes.
For those Agua Caliente.
Hey, let me tell you something. It doesn't get any more. It just doesn't get any more exciting than that right there. Agua Caliente Clippers of the great city of Ontario coming down, and we're really excited about this because Thornwell, Sendavius Thornwell.
I'm glad you said Sendavius. Okay, yes. Sendavius. Okay, I got it.
See.
Yeah. You remember what happened last year when I messed up on when I was calling C.J. Wallace?
They will let you know it's active because there is a Facebook Live, so there is a live link where people can comment. But anyway, Sendavius Thornwell.
I just realized. Did you see? I'm sorry to cut you off. On the website, they got highlights of the videos.
Oh yeah. Okay,
I did not see that. Yeah. So I can hear my voice.
There you go. Give me some crickets. There you go. Thank you. Appreciate that, Holla. Thank you. We can't proceed.
As we proceed.
Yes. But at any rate, yes, Sendavius Thornwell, Clippers, he will be live in effect mode. So we're really excited about that. He will be right there. Again, if you guys want to come out tomorrow, it will be right there at the Citizens Business Bank Arena. They're going to have a block party prior to that. So you guys are more than welcome to come on out, enjoy the block party, and then you guys can come to the game.
Absolutely. And I know that it was a great thing. I like this. My mayor was there, the mayor of Fontana, Miss Aquanetta Warren. I didn't get a chance. I could not make it out. Last Saturday, the Agua Caliente Clippers of Ontario had a scrimmage game, and they took on the Salt Lake City Stars, which is really cool because they didn't really promote it heavy. But, you know, when the mayor gets on Facebook, I follow her on Facebook, and she's always going live, you know. So she's always doing a live video. So she was there, and she did the tip-off. And I got to see her. Remember we saw her at the game last year.
Yes.
I'm going to pull her to the side, and I'm going to say, Miss Honorable Mayor, it's Agua Caliente. You know, so I'm gonna make sure that I tell her it's Agua Caliente.
Well, you know, I mean, it's our duty to make sure that we make sure that people are aware of the proper pronunciation.
Yeah, it's not English. Agua is water.
Right.
So people know this is not English. It's Agua Caliente. Mm-hmm. So I got to make sure that people get that right. I'm excited. Speaking of Agua Caliente, the actual Agua Caliente Casino Resort, they extended their partnership, so it's going to be the Agua Caliente Clippers of Ontario again, and then they have the partnership, of course, with the big club out in L.A. But like we were saying, it was really cool. I really embrace what they're doing. We've had great conversations. We were at Media Day about a week ago. And when we talked to Brian Metters, the president of the Agua Caliente Clippers of Ontario, he's really excited how they're getting involved with the community, doing a lot of stuff in the community. And we say he comes from a baseball background.
Yes.
And you can see they're doing a lot of block parties. That's something new this year, all the block parties they're doing. When I went to the Chaffey College homecoming, I believe it was, they were there. So they're really getting out into the community. They were with us at the Disability Festival.
Yes.
So they show up at a moment's notice.
Yes, and you know, and just to let folks know, we're actually going to be releasing the video tonight.
A video release party?
A video release party.
Okay.
That's. I don't know if everybody's seen my record cover. I got the record cover on social media right now. Everybody.
People should follow you and see you in your bubble bath.
Oh yes. Oh,
you forgot your rubber ducky.
Don't hate on. Thank you, Holla. Don't hate on me. But if folks want to see my little mixtape cover, y'all follow me on
the bubble bath in the champagne glass.
The champagne
Pinky's out.
And the Cubano. Don't forget about the Cubano.
And the pinky's out.
The pinky is out with the little bubbles on it and stuff. We'll make sure we put that out there. Yeah. And don't hate on me, man. But at any rate, no. You made me forget about a little train of thought right there. But anyway, it's going down right now. It's Fox Sports Radio, AM 1350, as we said.
Oh, wow. He's living his best life. There you go, G.
Hey.
You know, my kids and my wife, they hate this song. I love this song.
This song is the truth.
I love this song, man.
Because, see, like, they don't understand. Like, this is like us trying to get it back. So, yeah, no,
This reminds me, because I was a Bismarcky fan.
Oh, yeah,
So
exactly.
this reminds me of that type of,
That's that same kind of vibe.
I was playing Spring again yesterday, man.
Pardon?
I was playing Spring again yesterday.
Spring.
Oh, you ain't no Bismarcky fan. It's Spring again? It's Spring again? You don't remember that song?
I do not, sir.
Oh, wow. Are you sure you grew up?
Yo, I'm a big guy, but I mean.
Clearly you're not.
That's not the. I know me and the Biz.
I know G Holla's going to find it. G Holla's going to find it. So that's one thing that we were talking about yesterday. It was the launch of the high school football playoffs.
Yes. So again, we're going to get with that in a little bit. We have our trusted interns in here, kind of tagging away at this. But one thing, the folks, and I keep telling people this. I was with a friend of mine last night. He saw me on my phone. He was like, I'm telling him the scores, right? He goes, Ed, where'd you find those scores at? I'm just looking at him in the face. This is a guy I'd known for almost 30 plus years. I look at him in his face. I said, what do you mean? Where am I getting the scores from?
Well, he asked you, man.
Thank you. That's what I said to him. I said, brother, IESportsnet.com.
He said, what?
I said, IESportsnet.com.
He said, what is that?
And I said, it is the only place where you can go right now and you can get live to the minute. I mean, right now, up to the minute score. You almost feel like you're right there.
Are you sure he's your friend?
That's what I look at him kind of like that. I didn't. Right. After that, I didn't share any more of my sunflower seeds with them.
Okay. All my people know. All my people know where to go.
Oh, wow.
You know.
Oh. Okay. All right.
Well, on that note, we'll come back with some scores, and we'll take a quick commercial break. We're at the 7-minute mark. Are you ready to do this?
Yes, sir, I am.
Let's do this. You're listening to IE Sportsnet, connected by Boost Mobile with Coach B.
Andy Turner. When it comes to Inland Empire Sports, the conversation starts and stops here, live on Fox Sports 1350.
You're listening to IESportsnet.com, the Inland Empire Sports Authority.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto and Pradaxa users. If you or a loved one has taken the blood-thinning drugs Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered an injury or even died, you could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-282-8605 now. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to internal bleeding, strokes, and pulmonary embolisms. If you or a loved one has taken these blood-thinning drugs and have been hospitalized for internal bleeding, you could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Don't be a silent victim. Time is limited to file your claim. Call now for free information and a free consultation. Lines are open 24/7. Call 800-282-8605. That's 800-282-8605. 800-282-8605. You could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-282-8605 now.
All right, guys, we're ready for our four-season sunroom, and Daddy's gonna get a rec room with refreshments.
Oh no, we'll be sleeping under the stars.
Mom, what about the one with, the fun?
Nice try, little bro. It's a gym. My gym.
Hey, Grandma's getting her Four Seasons garden room. Weather tight and still like being outdoors.
Maybe a living room. Oh no, wait, a family hub.
Yeah!
No matter what the budget, the season, or the climate, Four Seasons Sunrooms let you and your family enjoy the outdoors inside. Call now to hear more about these great offers from the premier manufacturer of sunrooms since 1975.
More reasons for Four Seasons now.
To find out more, call toll-free 800-973-5533. That's 800-973-5533. Call 800-973-5533 today.
Score Sports has been a loyal partner in the sports industry for over 40 years. Founded in 1975, Score Sports has always been a family-owned and operated business located in the heart of Southern California. They offer a full line of youth and adult soccer uniforms, accessories, and field equipment, youth and adult basketball uniforms and accessories and equipment. Score Sports can outfit your coaches and league referees as well, and much more. Their dedication and attention to detail has transformed Score Sports into one of the leading sport uniform manufacturers in the United States. Visit their spacious warehouse at 726 East Anaheim Street in Wilmington, or call them today at 800-626-7774. That's 800-626-7774. Or visit them on the web at scoresports.com. That's scoresports.com, at facebook.com/scoresports, or on Twitter and Instagram with the handle ScoreSports. That's SCORESPORTS.
Hey, football fans, leave the Hail Marys for the game and go for the sure thing when it comes to satisfying your craving. When you pick up Raising Cane's for game day, all you have to worry about is the score, because we've got the food covered with fresh, never-ever frozen chicken fingers, cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Our chicken fingers are always hand-battered and cooked to order, so no matter the score, you'll always win. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Box combo, please.
At Raising Cane's, we're all about quality. We mix cane sauce in our restaurants every day, and our chicken is hand-battered and cooked to order. Our Texas toast is grilled with just the right amount of butter and garlic. And our lemonade is always freshly squeezed.
Love the window.
And why do we do all this? Because it makes a difference. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
What's up, world? This is your favorite comic, Tony Rock. And you're checking out Fox Sports. We are Fox Sports.
Yes, we are back in the great city of Riverside at the iHeartRadio studios. It's IE Sportsnet, connected by and protected by the Riverside Sheriff's Department. I am your host, Eternal.
And I am the one and only Coach B. You know, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, you know the conversation starts and stops here. Check us out on FoxSports1350.com. You know, I don't want to have to, pat ourselves on the back, but it's the first round of high school playoffs, and it looks like when you look at our poll, in the first round, every single team in that poll would be undefeated.
Yes.
So I'm just saying a little something. We did.
Hey. Maybe we may have known something in advance, but one of the things, like I said, there will be some movement on that poll. I'm putting you guys out there, Rancho Verde. There's going to be some movement, and I am here to tell you that Rancho Verde will be talked about. As we said, you guys, this is IE Sportsnet live on Fox Sports Radio, AM 1350. We are talking about none other than the CIF Southern Section playoffs that took place last night. A lot of big-time football was played. As we said, you guys can always follow the scores by logging on to IESportsnet.com. You guys can see the live scores right there. But there were some teams that have been listed, as Coach B was saying, in our top 10, We want to make sure we put them out there because, and there's some other teams we're going to mention, but we got to make sure that we get to this right now. So, Coach B, coming in at number 10.
There was a tie. I just thought about this. One of the teams that they had a lot to say. There was a tie for the 10th spot, and they took an L.
Oh.
So that was Eastville.
Oh.
Eastville had lost to Sierra Canyon.
Eastville who?
Eastville.
Roosevelt.
My bad. Roosevelt.
Okay.
They lost 55-27 to Sierra Canyon.
They didn't have time. Okay.
Not today.
Okay. Okay. So there was one. There was one that did make the cut, and it looked like young Cam, the intern, kind of like did a little doohickey on it right there, kind of letting us know that one of them couldn't.
Right.
They didn't have time.
Today they didn't have time.
Okay.
They didn't have time.
So we'll go ahead and let them know. So our number 10 team, which, and as you said, it was a tie.
Right.
We, first time in the history of IE Sportsnet, we had a tie right there at the number 10 spot. Oak Hills and Roosevelt. And one of the teams didn't make it, as we said. Roosevelt did take a loss. And, however, Oak Hills had time, and they came up big time last night and beat that Chaparral, it looks like.
Right.
Beat them 38-21. So, again, one of the teams in our top 10 did fall, but Oak Hills, nonetheless, was successful.
And then one team we can say it's kind of tough. When these two teams were both in the poll, it's kind of tough to say that, one won, one lost. Number coming in at number 9 was Redlands East Valley. Coming in 6th was Norco. And they met last night. And Norco was victorious in that, beating number 9, Redlands East Valley, a score of 52-22.
Correct. As you said, that was both those teams are in our top 10. So somebody had to lose, and unfortunately they lost. Coming in at number 8, and this was just based on the week 9 poll. This was not based on the activity that took place on week 10.
Right.
Coming in at number 8 was Rancho Cucamonga, and another team that a lot of people said should have been in our top 10 poll was Vista Marietta. And it's hard to argue that. Nonetheless, they didn't make the cut. But Rancho Cucamonga played Vista Marietta. I mean, this is two of the top teams right here.
Mm-hmm.
Vista Marietta has
Division 1.
Yeah, Vista Marietta has always had a very good team and played very competitive last night. Tough game. Came down to 2 points, but Rancho Cucamonga pulled it out, beat Vista Marietta, so they go ahead and move on. And as we said, they were coming in at number 8, Coach B.
Yes, they were. And then coming in at number 7, all this young man does is win. And this the brothers, well, it's only one of them now, Zamolt. But that guy, I mean, you talk about a consistent program. Every year, year in and year out, he's going to take the talent he has and he's going to produce. Doesn't make a lot of fanfare. He just goes out and wins.
Excuse me, I got to make sure we note this. They're undefeated.
There you go.
Yeah,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So they came out there, dealt with Damon. And, we've seen Damon beat Etowanda, competitive in the baseline league. And again, Citrus Hill goes out there, puts up 52 on them. And really great job by the Citrus Hill football team, again, led by one of the Zamont brothers. And they were victorious over Damon. Coming in at number 6, we had Norco. And as we said, Norco played our number 9 team, which is Redlands East Valley. And Norco, again, just shows up big time. Used to competitive play. They got to play Centennial. They have to play, Santiago, Corona, etc. So they're used to playing big-time football. But Norco comes out, puts up 52 over Redlands East Valley. And then number 5, Coach B, a team that I've been lobbying for. I've seen them in the grass. You guys,
right.
They are as good as advertised, and put it on Torso. Tesoro, pardon me. I was saying torso, like
Tesoro.
My torso kind of hurt, which theirs does probably right now. But again, Rancho Verde, Moreno Valley, no dilly, no dally, Moreno Valley. Rancho Verde put up 42 last night.
40-28.
Excuse me. I'm looking at the 2 and then the 5 and the 2 right there. 40 against
it's all good. It's all
Tesoro.
Good. And then Cajon, all they do is win. Cajon, I know they had one little mishap in the road, but Cajon went ahead and beat Paloma Valley, a score of 39-7. And then tonight, there's a huge matchup tonight. Big game. You have Upland taking on Heritage. That's number 2 and number 3. Well, it was number 2 and number 3 in our poll. Rancho Cucamonga is going to make some movement in that poll. So that's the big game that's going to happen tonight. And then finally, the big dogs. I don't know. It's a collision course, I say again, with Bosco, but Corona Centennial beat Orange
or Mater Dei. I mean, because right now, I don't know if you look at the brackets. Centennial is at the number 2, so they're on the bottom of the bracket. So they don't have to play. Mater Dei and Bosco are going to have to play head to head.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So they're going to have to.
Wow.
Centennial.
That someone's not happy about that.
Exactly. So Centennial, I'm not to say that they have an easier route, because you never want to say that. But they have a more favorable route to get to the whole thing, based on them not having to play either Bosco or Mater Dei until the finals.
That's huge. That is huge.
But last night I was at that game. Was at the Centennial game. They took on Orange Lutheran out of Orange County, and what you saw there was Centennial. Normally they have
Centennial's got Rancho next week.
Yeah, I think that's going to be, with all due respect to Rancho, I think Centennial is just, like I said, I got a chance to see them last night. They don't have that, they're more of an air attack now, They have a couple receivers out there that are really, really talented. Obviously, have a quarterback they can get to, so they have like 2 or 3 receivers that they're really, really just. We saw them on full display last night. And traditionally, they're more of a run team. You've seen like guys like J.J. Taylor, Trey Watson come out of that program, but now the Centennial team that I saw last night, I would say that they're more talented on the defensive end. I mean, like I said, put the Orange Lutheran quarterback out of the game.
And if they actually, if Centennial wins that game, they actually will be in the bracket to play if Modern Day wins the semis. So they would meet Modern Day in the semis. And then, so they would meet Modern Day in the semis. And then it would be Bosco, who wouldn't have to play either one of them until the championship game.
Okay, so they do have the bottom half. Okay.
Yeah.
And
So
Modern Day is tough. Modern Day is,
they were ranked number 1 in the nation for a long time. They beat IMG out of Florida.
Right. They have 2 losses on the record. One of them is from
a forfeit,
and the other one's from Bosco.
Right.
And, and both those teams are just truly stacked. But again, it's going to be tough. Either way, that's going to be a game. Even if Modern Day does play them, they're going to have to play in Corona.
Right.
So.
Right. So that'll be an interesting game, and that's one of those things is because the way it's all listed up, I would imagine they wouldn't put Bosco and Modern Day in the same bracket. So they want those TV ratings.
Yeah.
So that may be where you see another Modern Day Bosco final. But I know Centennial is going to have something to say about it. So Centennial will have, and this is the Division I bracket.
Oh, that's open? Or they don't have an open?
No open. I think the open is the state game where they'll choose a team. So Division I, you have Rancho Cucamonga going up against Centennial next week. Modern Day will take on Mission Viejo. J. Sarah Catholic will take on Oak Christian, and then St. John Bosco is taking on San Clemente. That is the house that Sam Darnold built. And if you saw it last night, San Clemente really put it on Murrieta Valley. Last night, they won to score 49-26. Hank Bachmeyer, they were saying 3 of his receivers were out. So it was a tough game for Hank last night. But that's an accomplishment because you look at it. In Division I, there are a couple of teams from out here. You have Centennial, Vista Murrieta, Rancho Cucamonga, and I just said it. Hank Bachmeyer School.
Murrieta Valley.
Murrieta Valley. I don't know why I lost that, but those are 4 schools representing the IE in Division I.
Yeah, and then we got to make sure we would be remiss if we did not mention a couple other notable teams that came out. Citrus Valley, and that's one of our friends of the show there. Kirk Brewer is over there, and they lost a tough game to Notre Dame. And again, Notre Dame showing that they're really as good as advertised, wanting to take that next step in terms of being one of the big teams out there. They beat Citrus Valley 42-14, and a huge accomplishment for them.
Absolutely. And when you talk about Kirk Brewer, you talk about his dad. Are you talking about the guy, Coach Dick Brewer, who the Inland Valley Hall of Fame coach's trophy is named after?
Yes, indeed.
Okay. I was just checking. Checking.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. And then real quick, I know a lot of our Riverside folks want to know what's going on. Riverside North, had a tough game. They played. They traveled to.
Are you okay talking about North? You're a Ram, man. Your people gonna be okay. I was just checking.
My thing says Riverside on it. I'm a Ramona guy. Everybody knows that. I'm trying to
just want to make sure you give props to North.
How about this chair this morning? But no, Riverside North, the Huskies traveled to San Dimas to play the Saints, and they did lose last night, so they're no longer in the playoffs. They lost 21-7. So we got to make sure we put that out there.
And the North, I think the coach is our guy.
Yes. Brown.
That was that. He was at Poly.
He was at Poly, and Brown's coming back out there. He's trying to train the program around. They have a freshman that they're really excited about, and hopefully he's able to. I'm sure they want to keep him there. It's one of those things like with the talent level. Generally, sometimes there's other schools that absorb that kind of talent here in Riverside. So.
And he's one of those guys that all he does is turn programs around. Because remember, we first got a taste of him when he was at Poly. He turned that program around quick.
And and folks are really they're excited that he's there. Again, Coach Brown's a guy that a lot of people in Riverside they're familiar with.
I think he was the Hall of Famer. We saw him at the Hall of Fame, right?
Yes. So he's a guy that his reputation is out there. People know him, and but again, so I think they're optimistic about North going forward. So. Reason to be. At any rate, moving right along, again, the scores you can find. We're talking about the CIF Southern Section, the playoffs that kind of started last night. That didn't kind of start, actually did start last night. And some other teams that are noted right now, again, you can go to IE Sportsnet, IESportsnet.com and find these scores. Aquinas, friend of the show, San Bernardino Aquinas, moving right along as well. They've just really they've had a great year this year. Beat Notre Dame, they beat Linfield Christian, and moving right along in the playoffs, they beat Los Altos last night convincingly 48-7. So just a couple of scores we wanted to make sure we mentioned. Also, Temescal Canyon, I got to make sure we mention them. Had a tough game against Arroyo last night, 31-30. They beat them, so they're going to move on as well.
And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to pull up in a haste. So now we're looking at Division II. So the Division II bracket. Some more teams that are out here from Division II. We have Rancho Verde. Are you okay? You got something you want to talk about?
Something's in my eye. I was trying to read the score, and I don't know if I think there's a fly in my eye right now. So
okay.
So there's tears coming down. Don't even think about it. It's just something that's in my eye right now, okay?
Oh, Ramona.
Hey, whoa. You don't have to say that on air right now. Just
taking that L.
Give me a second.
All right. So Division II, Rancho Verde,
yes.
Division II there in the playoffs.
Now let's look at that. Let's look at the chart on who they have, because I want to see like what Rancho Verde has to do.
So Rancho, they got Alemany next week. That's going to be a tough game.
Yeah.
And then in their bracket, so you also had Notre Dame, Los Altos.
Notre Dame's in that.
Sherman Oaks.
Oh, I'm about to say.
Not Riverside Notre Dame.
I was about to say, whoa.
So there's a couple of Notre Dames. Redlands East Valley was in Division II.
Okay.
And they lost to Norco. Right. Heritage and Upland.
Oh, so Norco's obviously in there as well.
Right. So that's your Division II team.
Now, is Norco in the same? Will they have to play them before the finals?
So no, they're in a different bracket. So they're in the lower division.
The lower bracket. Okay.
So Norco now, whoever wins the Heritage, and you talk about games all in the IE. So Norco didn't really have to travel.
Right.
So it was Norco against Redlands East Valley. They won that game, and then next week they'll play the winner of Heritage Upland. So
tough.
Yeah. So and that's good. They're trying to bring balance to it. And in Division III, that's the division that Cajon is in.
Yes.
They slapped around Division IV Downey last year, so it's all good.
Say it with your chest, man. I like the way you. I like the way you said that. I like the way you said that.
Paloma Valley and Cajon, which was an Inland Empire thing, and then you had Murrieta Mesa taking on Santiago. Santiago won that game.
Yes.
We didn't talk about that. Santiago beat 24-3.
And that was that. I imagine they traveled to Murrieta Mesa.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
And then you had Roosevelt taking on Sierra Canyon. Downey, the Vikings won 44-14. All right.
But who they got next week, though?
They got Citrus Hill next week.
What is that?
Let's see what that game is going to be. I might have.
That's going to. I
might have to go to that one.
That's Citrus Hill's undefeated, man.
I might have to go to that one.
Yeah, Citrus Hill's undefeated.
Yeah, just might have to go see that one. So I might, I might have to dust off the stuff.
For everybody watching us live right now, if you guys want to go to our Instagram, you guys are able to watch us live. Big shout out to my man Francisco as manning the post for that. But yeah, if you guys want to check us out, you guys can.
Oh yeah, I just thought we're visual, man. We can talk about that magazine. You got to show people.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yes.
But you know what?
Sir.
Let's go to break. We come back. We got to pay some bills real quick. So we come back. If you guys are following us on Instagram, that's at IE Sportsnet. Again, at IE Sports SPORTS net. We're on Instagram. You guys can kind of see us. You can see the little live thing we got going on right now. But we come back. We're going to talk about this magazine. When I tell you, I'm the brainchild of this magazine. What?
I don't answer lies. I do facts. It's kind of like before I say anything, they don't show yet where the game's going to be with Downey and Citrus Hill.
I can tell you right now, it's going to be at Citrus Hill. Undefeated.
Not necessarily. That doesn't matter. Even if they're undefeated, that doesn't matter.
Well, because Citrus Hill is going to they're top. Citrus Hill is ranked top in that bracket right there. I know that for a fact.
All right, we can put some money on that one. So until they make the announcement, I'm gonna wait because Match Prep. Something Match Prep doesn't?
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. You know something that Match Prep doesn't.
Yes.
So,
I'm just trying to tell you right now. Look, when we come back, hey folks, if you guys want to sit there and say that me and Coach B, we're gonna go about this, but I'm telling them right now, that game will be played at Citrus Hill, no question.
So if it's I'll tell you, if it's it says that
11-0, it says 11-0 versus 6-5. So you tell me what those numbers are.
That doesn't matter because they've had teams travel that were undefeated. That happened with Cajon. Cajon last year played at Downey, and Cajon had the better record.
True.
Well, so we shall see. I think Cajon was number 1 in the bracket last year.
Interesting. Well, that would be. I guess if Downey needs some,
Hey, we need some extra money, man. We ain't too proud to beg. Won't be like TLC. We ain't too proud to beg. You know what I'm saying? But let's go ahead and take this commercial break. You're listening to IE Sports Net, connected by Boost Mobile with Coach B.
I thought we were protected by the
Riverside Sheriffs. My bad. Protected by the Riverside Sheriffs. Protected by the Riverside Sheriffs. There we go. I wasn't even looking at it. There you go. So you listen to IE Sportsnet, protected by the Riverside Sheriffs with Coach B.
Eddie Turtle, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, the conversation starts and stops here. Live on Fox Sports, AM 1350.
When you talk about Downey Vikings, I lose it, man, I see.
You're listening to IESportsNet.com, the Inland Empire Sports Authority.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto and Pradaxa users. If you or a loved one has taken the blood-thinning drugs Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered an injury or even died, you could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-282-8605 now. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to internal bleeding, strokes, and pulmonary embolisms. If you or a loved one has taken these blood-thinning drugs and have been hospitalized for internal bleeding, you could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Don't be a silent victim. Time is limited to file your claim. Call now for free information and a free consultation. Lines are open 24/7. Call 800-282-8605. That's 800-282-8605. 800-282-8605. You could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-282-8605 now.
All right, guys, we're ready for our 4-season sunroom, and Daddy's gonna get a rec room with refreshments.
Oh no, we'll be sleeping under the stars.
Mom, what about the one with, the fun?
Nice try, little bro. It's a gym. My gym.
Hey, Grandma's getting her 4 Seasons garden room. Weather tight and still like being outdoors.
Maybe a living room. Oh no, wait, a family hub.
Yeah!
No matter what the budget, the season, or the climate, 4-season sunrooms let you and your family enjoy the outdoors inside. Call now to hear more about these great offers from the premier manufacturer of sunrooms since 1975.
More reasons for 4 seasons now.
To find out more, call toll-free 800-973-5533. That's 800-973-5533. Call 800-973-5533 today.
Score Sports has been a loyal partner in the sports industry for over 40 years. Founded in 1975, Score Sports has always been a family-owned and operated business located in the heart of Southern California. They offer a full line of youth and adult soccer uniforms, accessories, and field equipment, youth and adult basketball uniforms and accessories and equipment. Score Sports can outfit your coaches and league referees as well, and much more. Their dedication and attention to detail has transformed Score Sports into one of the leading sport uniform manufacturers in the United States. Visit their spacious warehouse at 726 East Anaheim Street in Wilmington, or call them today at 800-626-7774. That's 800-626-7774. Or visit them on the web at scoresports.com. That's scoresports.com, at facebook.com/scoresports, or on Twitter and Instagram with the handle ScoreSports. That's SCORESPORTS.
Hey, football fans, leave the Hail Marys for the game and go for the sure thing when it comes to satisfying your craving. When you pick up Raising Cane's for game day, all you have to worry about is the score, because we've got the food covered with fresh, never-ever frozen chicken fingers, cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Our chicken fingers are always hand-battered and cooked to order, so no matter the score, you'll always win. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Box combo, please.
At Raising Cane's, we're all about quality. We mix cane sauce in our restaurants every day, and our chicken is hand-battered and cooked to order. Our Texas toast is grilled with just the right amount of butter and garlic. And our lemonade is always freshly squeezed.
Love the window.
And why do we do all this? Because it makes a difference. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
This is Robert Littal from BlackSportsOnline.com, and I'm out here with Fox 1350.
We are Fox Sports.
What's up? It's your boy Warren.
Yes, we are back in the great city of Riverside at the iHeartRadio studios. It's IE Sportsnet, protected by the Riverside Sheriff's Association. I am your host, Eternal.
And I am the one and only Coach B. You know, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, you know the conversation starts and stops here. Follow us on FoxSports1350.com. You know what? I
wanted to say something to you. I wanted Brandon socks and draws. I just want to say that real quick. Oh.
All right. So I was looking at the scores, and this kind of caught me off guard. The Chafee Tigers, I was about to say Chafee College, they won 57-56 over the Coachella Valley Arabs. So I was like, that's an interesting mascot. So
I'm not supposed to like.
That's interesting. So that's almost that's like the Compton High School Tar Babies.
Let me tell you something. They need to change. Look, if I was out there, I'm not going to no school called the Tar Babies.
Right.
I would be offended.
And the funny thing is, they were called the Tar Babies way back in the day, like in the 40s.
Have you read your paperwork? It says free.
Yeah.
On my. Jesus.
All right, we want to stay on the air.
All right, let me stop. I almost went somewhere. I almost lost my wig for a second.
Yeah, man.
Moving right along.
Keep it positive. Keep it uplifting.
Right.
You know?
It's a great Saturday morning. Yes, it is. But anyway, we are talking about our magazine. And like I said, for folks that are tuning in live right now, that are tuning in over the airwaves, please continue to do so. However, if some people are checking us out on Instagram right now, you can follow us at IE Sportsnet. You guys can see right now what I have in my hand is the magazine. Coach B, talk to us about the origin of this magazine. Where did this come from?
This actually started. I mean, this is. To be honest, the idea for this magazine started in the halls of the Downey High School. It was the mid '90s. Your boy Coach B was the sports editor for the Downey High School Norseman.
Work.
And I've always said they had I don't know if this is going back, so this might.
Don't let your lips start getting quivery now.
They used to have this magazine that dominated sports. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it. It's called Sports Illustrated. Do they still print it? Shots fired. But and then they had another newspaper that I love. It was called The National. If you guys remember The National. So The National was a national newspaper, and it was only the sports edition. And it came out, I think, once a week. So back then, like I said, when I was in high school, we used to have, I was a sports editor for my school paper. And back then, all the way back then, a long time ago when I was in, like you always like to say, when I was in school with Barney Rubble, I had this idea to create a magazine. And it's something that's always stuck in my head. I actually wanted to make a magazine that was more hip-hop because I was a hip-hop head. But I definitely wanted to, Boys to Men, that was the jam right there. That's what I'm talking about. End of the Road was my prom song.
Oh, man.
But that was the idea that we had. And when the 5 years ago, you and I know we started IE Sportsnet on a hope and a dream.
Man.
You know, we had no idea how we was going to get on air. We had no idea how we was going to stay on air. We didn't know any coaches. We didn't know any athletic directors. We didn't know any players. We didn't know anyone.
I was just about to say, we didn't know the schools and the divisions.
Yeah. If you look at it, what was the guy that, I don't know if you remember, that used to be on KDOC? They used to have the talk show. I mean, that's when we first started. Right. It was like, do you know I'm talking about the guy?
I forgot what the guy.
I cannot remember what his name is.
But I do remember Jesus.
Yeah, that's the way we were. It was. I mean, when we started, we had roller derby.
We
had a lot of youth sports.
Yeah.
You know, so
it was very. But here we are now. But I'm pleased. Yeah, I don't want to.
No, but that's it. But that's what the idea. I know I'm just rambling on. That's the idea came from. It came full circle. Now that we do the Edwina Game of the Week, the very first guest we ever had was Tedrick Miles and his son Tyree Miles,
right,
who's now playing at Edwina High School,
which is crazy. Right?
Very first guest ever when they were with the Fontana Titans.
Yes. And so, and then now here we are on our third issue, I believe, correct? And it just gotten
third fall issue because we've made issues before for the All-Star games.
Right. Excuse me. So third fall issue, and it just gotten better. That's what I'm excited about. It's continually gotten better. So this particular year, which you'll find featured in the magazine, you'll find Holla, check this out, Holla. My man Holla's looking at us like, shoot, can I see it? And,
the good thing about it is, like we said, when we talked about not knowing anybody, this year, the magazines come really, we have the player of the year, and we actually have pictures with them You know, that shows the difference where it's 3 years ago.
Yeah, we were going to Google.
We were borrowing pictures 3 years ago.
We were like, hey, can I borrow $1?
Right.
But no, what I really like, I think what I really like, what was something Coach B obviously introduced, is our year in review, and I think that was something I was excited about. It just kind of just shows our growth, shows some of the things we're doing in the community in terms of our scholarship.
Yes, sir.
Each game we have, each All-Star game we host, we give away a scholarship. So that's obviously we note that in our magazine. We also note that we have a San Bernardino County and a Riverside County Player of the Year.
Yes, sir. I had to go like a Black Baptist church. Yes, sir. Preach it.
Go on. Ain't even Sunday.
Yeah, we don't want to offend nobody.
I'm about to say.
Yes, sir. You know what I was going to do?
We get a little emotional. Yeah,
I'm not going to say. That's an inside joke. I'm sorry, man.
Inside joke. But anyway, but no, we have the Player of the Year, Riverside County Coach of the Year, both Riverside and San Bernardino County. And then we also feature in there our soccer game, our volleyball match. We got to make sure we say that properly. I've gotten messed up about that. But,
right.
So anyway, so this shows the what we do in a year, and we're going to be adding more to that. So it's really, really exciting. And again, like I said, it's something we're both Coach B and I are extremely proud of. And
if anybody wants to know, we do have issues in the mail to the coaches. So sent them out last week.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I know you already sent some, but I drove up to Notre Dame.
Okay, I sent them some.
I know you did.
Okay,
I know you did.
So they're gonna get more.
They're gonna get some more.
So you trying to take my shot?
All I did is took up 2.
You trying to take my shot?
No, I knew what you was doing.
Okay, I see how it is.
But let me tell you, no.
It's all about communicating, brother.
I know I had to take them up.
You got too excited.
I got a little excited. I was in the whip. You know, let me tell you what I wanted to do. I wanted to go up there and drop them off to the office. I have my little business card, nice and. I try to go to that Notre Dame campus. It is locked down. You can't even get in. I mean, I don't even know.
And that's good safety.
Which I know. I totally. You know, if I'm a parent, that's good to know. But you can't even get up in there.
Right.
Like this student walked out and she closed the gate and she looked at me like, "What are you gonna try to do? Are you just gonna try to get in here?"
Yeah.
She's like, And it's double gates anyway. But anyway, I just happened to run into the football coach in the parking lot, and you should have seen when he saw it. I thought he was gonna do an end of the road song.
Right.
He was about to do like the deep voice when he did it. Baby, I know I didn't really.
Oh, the dude they bounced out the group.
Oh man, dang!
I thought Boys Men was 4. Now it's only 3.5. Yeah, he ain't with the group.
Well, because they still use his voice on stuff.
Yeah. So. But he's upset. He said he's done.
Yeah.
They interviewed him. He's done. He said they did him dirty, but it's all good.
Yeah.
Back to sports.
Yeah.
Fox Sports 1350, Coach B and Eternal. You talking about my generation, man, you know?
Hey, it's okay. Let me tell you something. I heard Dan Patrick and them talking about trying to compare quarterbacks to rock groups like Aerosmith. And so we're allowed to do that.
I would say, I don't know. Who would you consider Mike Vick? I don't know, man. It was
Bobby Brown.
Or like I would say a Tupac, a dude that was huge and just went too soon. You know?
Right. True.
Yeah.
Didn't really live up to his full potential.
Exactly.
Good God. But yeah. But anyway, so we're really excited about this. IE Sportsnet, the magazine. So
the Rams will be here next week.
Yeah. So we have a double cover. So I mean, so it's like not a double cover. We have covers.
Yeah, double cover. Double cover.
Okay.
Yep.
So double cover. Coach B's idea, and let me tell you something. When we first started doing the magazine, Coach B said, "Look, I want the one cover to be on this side, and I want the other cover to be." And me and him, we went around. This is Coach B's idea, so I can't sit there.
Well, I can't take all the credit. That's actually Dub Magazine's idea.
Dub Magazine's idea.
that's where the idea started from.
But you know, we went the rounds about this. But however, it's been one of those things that's been accepted, and people really enjoy.
Because the good thing about it makes the Rams feel like they have the cover.
No, which it is, because they are the feature on here.
Right.
So again, the 2 feature stories on here, the 2 features on the magazine. Are Notre Dame High School. We have Coach Herrera in there, brand new coach from Servite. So he's talking, and his team is doing well. So we're really excited to have
one last night.
That was a really great.
I got emotional when I saw they put us in the Twitter. They put our handle in the Twitter.
Oh,
got a little choked up.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
We've come a long way.
Man, don't get me started.
Right.
I almost said something anyway. Let me stop. But anyway, so we have. Notre Dame High School, the football team is featured in there. They're on the cover.
Right.
Also, one of our featured stories in there is a great story on Etiwanda High School.
Coach Davis.
Again, somebody that's really been extremely supportive of what we've been doing here on IE
Tough
Sportsnet.
year this year for Etiwanda.
Yeah, really tough year. But again, he's very optimistic.
Right.
His freshman team went 9-1. won the baseline league.
Asterisk. I'll put asterisk next to that.
Yeah, and I know you said
and I don't want to go deep, man, but I was at that game, and there were some very suspect calls in that game. And after the game, the other school that they supposedly lost to, they're over there chumming it up with the referees, laughing and all that. That was an issue for me.
That's bad optics.
Yes.
So you never want to do that. But anyway, so Coach Davis is excited about that. So yes, that's another feature in the magazine, feature story, excuse me. We're excited about that. Then on the because we said it's a double cover. The Rams, the Riverside Rams. The Riverside Bell team is featured on the cover there, and the picture.
Do we have the kids' names?
I know one of these right here is young. Am I allowed to say this? Young Hustle. Okay.
Is that the one? It reminds me of old 1990 rap CD. The way his look, like he just needs the grill.
And when you talk to this kid, and he looks like he's when you talk to this very light spoken. Yeah. I mean, shy kid.
I thought he was gonna bust some flows away. He looked like, huh?
So let me tell you about this picture right here. This picture right here was the best. It fit the best in here.
Right.
And when I took it, I said, oh, I can almost like last year when I took the picture of the other guy. I felt like, oh, that's the cover right there. But it fit great into this dynamic. See, look at that right there, boom. Fit really, really great in there. But what I was hot about is the Riverside Rams. Now, this is a daddy issue. And I talked to this boy's daddy about that. This is not the child.
You know they're going to be here next week.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I know his daddy.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, no.
Okay, all right.
We talked about this.
Okay, all right.
This is a daddy issue. So,
okay.
Riverside Rams. And this
the glove. I see.
The picture almost didn't make it because this kid is wearing Steelers gloves.
Now, if he was wearing Cowboys, would you have an issue?
I would not.
Okay. Just
matter of fact, I probably would have photoshopped it.
Full disclosure. Yeah.
I probably would have photoshopped it to make sure that it came out a little bit more. But yeah, that almost. But he had the look. The neck was tilted the right way, and so then we got young Russell Wilson's little almost like look-alike, and then we got my.
All right, keep going. Continue.
So anyway, it's a great picture.
They're going to be here next week.
What do you mean? I told the kid that right there. I mean, come on, man.
The good thing I like about it is go ahead.
But what I want to make sure I put it out there. Our girl Felicia Carasso. Look, you guys are going to
official Clippers, AC Clippers.
Yes, photographer. She has just did a great job with when you look at both the covers, one looks the better one, and she is the one that took the better pictures. I mean, she just really did a great job with the Rams picture. So again, Riverside Rams are featured in IE Sportsnet, the magazine.
One thing that I really like, and like I said, it's funny how we go back and forth on this stuff. And Tanya, we're gonna got to put her credit for creative input or something. Once again, Coach B and Eternal Fox Sports 1350 IE Sportsnet. When I got excited because I'm a journalist first, because I know you get excited for media and cutting videos, and we talk about grade-itis.
Yes.
And I was like, okay, I'll get Patty to do the story. We'll come out and this and that. And then Tanya was like, no. We just want quotes from every player.
Yes.
And it was hard for me to digest that. I'll be honest.
I know. I remember when you sent me the email.
It was hard for me to digest that. But looking at it now, and if I got to go back to my Fontana Lancer days, this is what I would have. This is something better for the program, because what it is when you see the magazine, inside of it, every single child who is in the program has a quote in the magazine.
Which is really,
if you think about your high school yearbook,
right,
where you had a little quote,
right,
that would be the thing. And I like the water. What do you call it? Watermark.
The watermark. And see, and that's another thing that Tanya. So we were.
She told you to do this too?
No, she did not actually. But what happened was, she was trying to tell me that she wanted the cheer team represented more. So I was trying to figure out how I could put them in there more. And I said, another creative way to do it is I'll just kind of watermark them in the back. And she was like, oh my God. When I showed her.
So she told you to step your game up.
No, she just said the cheer wanted to be cheered.
Well, she'll be here next week. I'll make sure that,
That's fine. That's fine. I was communicating with her. But then when she saw it, she was like, oh my God, I was trying to express that to you, and you were able to do it. So it was great. Really, really great. But again, we're really excited about it.
And the thing about it is, like, when people see this, the finished product, but it's kind of raw when we first get the files. And you have to visualize everything, because we said you got to think with a cut, with a bleed, and all that's going to happen. But technical terms, but
right. Well, no, but one of the things I think again, Coach B does a really good job of is because we're
everything.
Oh wow,
but it's all good.
You want to call Brandy?
Well, we had 3 kids in 4 years, so go ahead and do that.
He goes like, that boy a champion. That boy a champion. No, but I'm playing. But anyway, no, we have
Brittany Johnson.
Brittany Johnson, excuse me. Pardon me. or you, if you want to be like Ike, that's Ms. Arrington to you, brother. But anyway, what we talked about on there is Coach B does a really good job. He'll give me the outline and say, hey, this is kind of like the flow, because I got to have like a flow chart. Otherwise, my spidey sense will take me all over the edge.
Right. And you know what that is? That goes back to when I was on the Norseman. Oh, yeah. And see, now you have computers. But back then, we actually had the storyboard. We had to tape everything on a page so they could take it and print it.
I'm familiar with that. Like when I learned, again, everything was like that. When I learned television, it was storyboarded.
Right.
So I'm very, very familiar with that. Like, when you broke something down in video terms, you almost kind of had to break every scene and every situation down and how you're going to shoot it. So I'm extremely familiar with that.
Are we going to take that last
yeah, we'll take a break.
Because we still didn't talk about the top 5.
Yeah, we didn't talk about the top 5 yet. And then we talk about our Reader's Choice, which is just 2 big features. So when we come back, again, we're going to talk about IE Sportsnet, the magazine. Just got released this weekend. Really excited about it. And we'll come back and we'll talk about the Inland Empire top 5. We have the top 5 players that we're going to make sure we mention, as well as the Reader's Choice. Everybody's been excited about this. We're going to release it as soon as we come back from break.
Absolutely. You're listening to IE Sportsnet, protected by the Riverside Sheriff's Association with Coach B.
Andy Turner. When it comes to Inland Empire Sports, the conversation starts and stops here, live on Fox Sports, 1350.
I was talking to this girl from the U.S. nation. The way that I met her was on tour at
You're listening to IESportsNet.com, the Inland Empire Sports Authority.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto and Pradaxa users. If you or a loved one has taken the blood-thinning drugs Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered an injury or even died, you could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-282-8605 now. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to internal bleeding, strokes, and pulmonary embolisms. If you or a loved one has taken these blood-thinning drugs and have been hospitalized for internal bleeding, you could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Don't be a silent victim. Time is limited to file your claim. Call now for free information and a free consultation. Lines are open 24/7. Call 800-282-8605. That's 800-282-8605. 800-282-8605. You could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-282-8605 now.
All right, guys, we're ready for our 4-season sunroom, and Daddy's gonna get a rec room with refreshments.
Oh no, we'll be sleeping under the stars.
Mom, what about the one with, the fun?
Nice try, little bro. It's a gym. My gym.
Hey, Grandma's getting her 4 Seasons garden room. Weather tight and still like being outdoors.
Maybe a living room. Oh no, wait, a family hub.
Yeah! No matter what the budget, the season, or the climate, 4-season sunrooms let you and your family enjoy the outdoors inside. Call now to hear more about these great offers from the premier manufacturer of sunrooms since 1975.
More reasons for 4 seasons now.
To find out more, call toll-free 800-973-5533. That's 800-973-5533. Call 800-973-5533 today.
Score Sports has been a loyal partner in the sports industry for over 40 years. Founded in 1975, Score Sports has always been a family-owned and operated business located in the heart of Southern California. They offer a full line of youth and adult soccer uniforms, accessories, and field equipment, youth and adult basketball uniforms and accessories and equipment. Score Sports can outfit your coaches and league referees as well, and much more. Their dedication and attention to detail has transformed Score Sports into one of the leading sport uniform manufacturers in the United States. Visit their spacious warehouse at 726 East Anaheim Street in Wilmington, or call them today at 800-626-7774. That's 800-626-7774. Or visit them on the web at scoresports.com. That's scoresports.com, at facebook.com/scoresports, or on Twitter and Instagram with the handle ScoreSports. That's ScoreSports.
Hey, football fans, leave the Hail Marys for the game and go for the sure thing when it comes to satisfying your craving. When you pick up Raisin Cane's for game day, all you have to worry about is the score, because we've got the food covered with fresh, never ever frozen chicken fingers, cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Our chicken fingers are always hand battered and cooked to order, so no matter the score, you'll always win. Raisin Cane's chicken fingers, One love.
Box combo, please.
At Raising Cane's, we're all about quality. We mix cane sauce in our restaurants every day. And our chicken is hand battered and cooked to order. Our Texas toast is grilled with just the right amount of butter and garlic. And our lemonade is always freshly squeezed.
Love the window.
And why do we do all this? Because it makes a difference. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
What's up, world? This is your favorite comic, Tony Rock. And you're checking out Fox Sports. We are Fox Sports.
I want been wanting to tell you this for
Oh, my.
a long time.
You're going to be like, Bobby, my angel.
Yo, let me tell you something right here. Y'all don't know nothing about this right here.
And I don't think they want to.
What you mean? Hold on a second. That's Alexander O'Neal.
Yeah, I don't
that's that's not. It's a group, but that's Alexander O'Neal on the track singing along with somebody else. But Cheryl Lynn, thank you. I appreciate that right there. Yeah, but yeah, don't get me started, Alexander. All right, I got a little emotion. Yes. We are back in the great city of Riverside.
Back to sports.
And
in other news, back to sports.
At the radio studios, protected by the Riverside Sheriffs. I am your host, Eternal.
And I am the one and only Coach B. You know, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, you know the conversation starts and stops here on Fox Sports 1350.com.
Yes, indeed.
Can I get my reads out first?
Oh, sorry about that, man. I got a little excited. But yeah, we were talking about the fall edition of the IE Sportsnet, the magazine, and we are going over the top 5, which is featured in our magazine this year. We're really excited about this. I think this is the third time we've done this.
Right. The top 5. Actually, I think that we did one before we even got because we tried to get one out.
Right.
We just didn't make it. Didn't have time.
Didn't make the cut. But we are, again, right here, we are listing our top 5 players. This is featured in our IE Sportsnet, the magazine. So, Coach B, let's go ahead and go with number 5. And these are the top 5 players in Riverside, high school football players in Riverside and San Bernardino. Let's start with number 5, Coach B.
In one school, this is why they dominate, and they're dominating in the playoffs. They have 2 kids on the top 5. And one of the guys, I know our girl Micah will like this. She'll really be excited about this. Number 5, they call him Jonesy. He's the guy that last year when they played against Downey, they just had no answer for this young man.
6'8".
Because you don't see that in the NFL. You don't see a receiver 6'8" in the NFL. So
Calvin.
Oh, right, Megatron. But, that's one in a...
That's rare.
Yeah,
It's a rare thing.
The only other guy I ever remember that big was the guy from Dallas. They had Too Tall Jones. And it's funny because his name is Jones. But I'm just saying overall, being 6'8".
Guaranteed.
And you think they should call him Too Tall Jones.
Right.
So Daryl Jones, he is a 6'8" wide receiver from Cajon High School. He's a two-sports athlete because I know he plays basketball. And one thing my son BJ was talking to me about this kid when he was a freshman. So I think he's been 6'8" since he was a freshman.
Yeah, he's always been like the tall kid on campus. So he's been, he's one of those guys that he gets it done. And I think as he improves, he can really be dominant at the wide receiver position. Because as you said, you just don't see a lot of guys with that kind of athleticism at that size playing receiver.
Right. At 6'8", all you got to do is throw it up. There's no one. Because most of your DBs, if anything, they'll be 6'2".
Yeah.
So
but he's a tough guard. And and then you got to think this guy can jump too.
Right.
So.
And he plays basketball. He can dunk.
Yeah.
So you just throw the ball up and he'll get it. Number 4?
Number 4 coming in is offensive tackle. This guy right here, you've seen this guy on ESPN all over the place, but this Jason Rodriguez out of Oak Hills, 6'6", 301 pounds, committed already to USC. They've been talking about this guy all around, and he looks like he could be promising.
And then number 3, a running back, we saw him in person, and it was Cameron Davis from the Upland High School. He's committed to Washington. So, and then Jason Rodriguez, did we say he's committed to the best school?
I don't know if we said the best school, but we say USC.
USC, and Jonesy is committed to Utah. So.
Yes, and then as you were saying, Cameron Davis is a University of Washington commit, and really, really tough, big-time running back.
Speaking of that, our guy, Pleasant, from Etiwanda is actually playing at he's a junior now. He's getting some time.
Yeah,
he's getting
let me
Pleasant from Etiwanda High School.
Real quick, we got to make sure we note this real quick. J.J. Taylor. Did you see him?
Oh, my goodness. Did you see him flip over? I didn't see him last night.
Oh.
There's a highlight. He gets to the end zone and does a somersault over someone.
Look, this dude right here, I told you he's going to the league, and you didn't sit there. You didn't believe me.
Well, he's still at Arizona, but go ahead.
He's going to the league. Anyway.
Okay.
Coming in number 2. We're getting flagged right here. Number 2 is Hank Bachmeyer. And again, last year he was the Riverside County Player of the Year. And Bachmeyer out of Marietta Valley High School, quarterback, a big-time player.
And number 1 was the San Bernardino County Player of the Year, Jaden Daniels out of the Cajon High School. We'll talk about the Reader's Choice. We'll do that next week when we have the Riverside Rams in. It's going to be an all-day show, only Riverside Rams next week. So we will be back. Are you ready to do this?
Let's do it.
You're listening to IE Sportsnet, protected by the Riverside Sheriffs. I am the one and only Coach B.
And I am your host, Eternal. When it comes to Inland Empire Sports, the conversation starts and stops here. Live on Fox Sports 1350. Enjoy your Saturday.
You're listening to IESportsnet.com, the Inland Empire Sports Authority.